You're sitting in a work meeting. Someone's talking about Q3 deliverables or whatever, and somewhere between the second bullet point and absolutely nothing else, you're gone. You're back in that conversation from 4 days ago. Except this time, you don't freeze. This time, you say it. Calmly, clearly, with exactly the right amount of composure. The other person goes quiet. They actually get it. There's this wave of, "Sorry, did you want to weigh in on this?" Everyone is looking at you. You have no idea what this is. You say, "No, I think you covered it," like a completely normal professional human being, and spend the next 20 minutes pretending to take notes while mildly dissociating. Or maybe you're in the shower. You've been in there for 22 minutes. The water's gone cold. You didn't notice because you were in the middle of explaining yourself to someone who stopped listening 2 years ago, and this time, they actually heard you. If either of those made you want to look around nervously, good. Stay with me. Because what just happened to you has a name. And I'm going to hold on to it for a moment. Because the name matters less than what's underneath it. When most people hear daydreaming, they go, "Yeah, sure, everyone does that, totally normal, moving on." And they're not wrong. That is normal. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about feels different from the inside. It's not a passing thought. It's more like a place you keep going back to, with the same characters, ongoing storylines, emotional stakes that feel completely real. I know this place personally. There were stretches of my life, years, not weeks, where I spent more time inside conversations that never happened than ones that did. Entire commutes gone, entire evenings dissolved. I'd surface and realize I'd been sitting in the same chair for 2 hours, completely still, completely elsewhere. And the strange part? It didn't feel like wasting time. It felt like I was finally getting somewhere. Which is exactly what makes this so hard to explain to someone who hasn't experienced it. There's a network in the brain that scientists once dismissed as background noise, like a screensaver. Turns out they were wrong. The moment you stop focusing on the outside world, it switches on and starts building things. Past conversations, future scenarios, entire scenes constructed right behind your eyes. Your brain doesn't rest when you zone out. It constructs. Research into this found that some people spend the majority of their waking hours inside self-constructed inner worlds. Full characters, ongoing plots, emotional experiences that felt completely real. One trait keeps showing up, something called absorption. You go deep, fully in. The people most prone to this are usually the same ones who get completely lost in a song or can't finish a film without feeling genuinely wrecked by it. They feel things more intensely than the environment around them was ever built to handle. So they built somewhere private to feel things on their own terms. Think about what that replay is actually doing for you. You're in control. You write both sides. You don't have to sit there hoping this person gets it, because you decide that they do. Someone says something unfair in a meeting, and you just sit there, nod, say something vague about Q3. But then, for the next 3 days, every shower, every commute, every quiet moment, you're back in that room. Calm, precise, heard. That's not random. That replay is giving you the resolution that didn't happen. It's letting you feel capable in a moment where you felt completely powerless. And the inside version is safe. It can't reject you. It can't misunderstand you on purpose. But here's what nobody talks about. There's a cost to resurfacing. When you come back, and you always come back, the world feels oddly flat, too quiet, like the contrast got turned down. And right behind that flatness comes something harder to name. A low-level guilt. I just lost 40 minutes. What did I even... And before you've consciously decided anything, you're already halfway back in. You're lying in bed at 11:30 on a Tuesday. You know you have to be up in 7 hours. And yet, you're back at a dinner from 6 months ago. Except this time, you said the thing you actually meant instead of laughing it off. You check your phone. It's 12:50. The guilt comes immediately. Sharp, familiar. I did it again. And then, because the guilt itself is now uncomfortable, because the gap between who you are in there and who you were just lying here being is too wide to sit with, you go back in, not to escape the original pain anymore, to escape the shame about how you've been handling it. The cycle doesn't start with weakness. It starts with relief. And then it starts feeding itself. It's Sunday afternoon. You had a plan, vague but real. Clean the kitchen. Reply to that message you've been avoiding. Just exist in your life for a few hours like someone who has it together. Instead, you're on the couch. And somewhere between sitting down and nothing in particular, you're in it again. A version of a conversation from last year that still doesn't sit right. This time it does. This time you're not small in it. You surface at 4:30. The kitchen is exactly as you left it. The message is still there. And somewhere in the last 3 hours, you missed a call from your mom. So you pick up your phone, scroll, put it down, and before you've made any real decision, you're already halfway back. Not because the original thing is still pulling you, but because the person lying on that couch at 4:30 on a Sunday is someone you don't really want to be right now. And here's the thing. Nobody tells you about that couch. The fact that you notice, that you surface at 4:30 and feel the gap between who you were in there and who you are out here, that noticing is something, not a solution, not a fix. But it's a signal that some part of you is still oriented toward the outside world, still wants to be in it. You don't have to close the door on the inner world entirely. I'm not sure you even could, and I'm not convinced you should. The capacity to construct, to replay, to feel things at full volume in a place where no one can interrupt you, that's not a flaw in your wiring. It's actually kind of extraordinary. The problem was never that the place exists. The problem is when it becomes the only place where things feel real. So the question isn't, how do I stop going there? The question is, what would have to be true about out here for it to compete? Not perfectly, not all the time, just occasionally, just enough. Sometimes that's one small thing you actually finish. Not the kitchen, not the message, not everything at once. One thing, small enough that the version of you at 4:30 on a Sunday could actually do it. And then notice that you did. Because the loop doesn't break from the outside. It loosens from the inside. Slowly, unglamorously, usually on a Tuesday, when out here starts to have something in it worth staying for. You already know how to feel things deeply. You've been doing it your whole life. The rest is just slowly, imperfectly, learning to do it here too.